Welcome to Treon's Realm. Today I want to give you some quick tips on how to save some money when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, pricing is going to be quite volatile when it comes to just about everything on the Switch 2, whether that be games, storage, accessories, anything along those lines. Personally, I love a smart, well-educated customer, and I want to help you be as informed as possible when it comes to your purchasing decisions on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now we're going to start off with controllers. Unlike the PS5, Nintendo has opted to have pretty much full backwards compatibility with Switch controllers being able to be used on the Switch 2. This means that if you have a Nintendo Switch Pro controller or even the Joy-Cons, they are usable on the new system. Now, the new controllers obviously have some new buttons and features on them, but those aren't necessarily required. In the case of the Switch 2 Pro controller, you're getting 2 back triggers, a headphone jack for your headset, a quick access button to the new chat feature that they have, as well as the new upgraded HD rumble. But when it comes to playing games, these are pretty minimal aspects that you may not actually need or even use. Nintendo on their website has confirmed that the old Joy-Cons do work as well. Now, obviously these can't be connected directly to the unit and used in handheld mode, but you can use your existing Switch Joy-Cons in order to play multiplayer up on the big screen. Now, while I can't confirm this, I believe third-party Pro controllers will be usable as well. If I'm able to actually test this, I will be sure to leave this down in the description down below. Compatibility will also extend to all of the classic controllers that Nintendo has made. So this means that the NES, SNES, N64, and Sega Genesis controllers will all be compatible with the Switch 2. Now, I know on the NSO service they are going to be adding GameCube support for the Expansion Pass members. Nintendo will also be releasing a GameCube wireless controller for that, but again, if you don't want to drop the money on it, they've got you covered. The GameCube controller adapter that was used primarily for the Super Smash Bros. Series is fully compatible with the Switch 2. This means that if you have existing wired or wireless GameCube controllers, this means that you will be able to use these controllers for the NSO GameCube games. Now, the GameCube controller options can be used for other games as well. I have personally tested this on stuff like Metroid Prime Remastered, Super Mario Sunshine that's included within the Super Mario 3D All-Stars series, as well as a variety of other games. Now, when it comes to storage, it should be noted that the Switch 2 will have 256 gigs of onboard storage. Now, when it comes to expanding the storage, this is not like the Switch 1. You cannot use standard microSD cards. Those are no longer compatible with this system. There is a newer version of the card called the microSD Express card, and these cards are what are required if you want to expand the memory on your Switch 2. Now, the reason for this is the same thing as with the PS5 and the Xbox Series and their expanded storage. The load times on the games are tied entirely to the storage. So in the same way that the PS5 and the Xbox Series need their specific M2 drives because all their games are programmed to take advantage of the quicker load times, that's the same situation here where all of the Switch games are all designed to take advantage of the faster load times. In turn, they need the faster microSD Express cards. Now, if you're not getting the Switch 2 ahead of time, but you come upon a deal for the microSD Express cards, you can future-proof your existing Switch, meaning that you can buy these cards and use them within your existing Switch 1. Now, obviously, you won't have faster load times, but that card is compatible with the older system. Then, if you ever do decide to get the Switch 2 later down the road, you will be able to transfer that card over to the newer system and it'll work just fine. I bring this up because during the holidays, there's usually extreme sales that go on when it comes to memory storage. So someone who may be getting a Switch 2 a year or two from now may want to try and future-proof their existing stuff for when they get the system. Now, we also have backwards compatibility. The bulk of Nintendo Switch titles will be backwards compatible and play on the Switch 2. I've done a bunch of checking on this, and while this isn't hardware-based, it's also not entirely software-based. What seems to be happening here is similar to the Steam Deck. There is a translation layer or a piece of software that is allowing the Switch 1 games to be compatible with the Switch 2. and in some cases even be upgraded. Now, while Nintendo is making some Switch 2 edition titles that may have an additional charge for the new features that they're adding in, there are also going to be plenty of games that will have free upgrades when run on the Switch 2. My guess is that we're going to see increased frame rate or increased resolution, maybe even faster load times. And Nintendo has said that these will be 100% free, and no, you will not need a paid NSO account in order to be able to access these. This will likely be done as a software update or a patch like you see on existing Switch titles. Now, with Nintendo's new game chat feature, they're going to support both voice chat as well as video chat. Their new webcam is going to be a little pricey right out the gate, but Nintendo did confirm that the Switch will support USB-C webcams. So odds are you may already have a webcam that'll be compatible with the system. So that covers you in terms of the video chat. As for the microphone, while the new Switch 2 Pro controller does have a headphone jack in it, Nintendo has confirmed that there is a microphone built directly into the system itself, meaning that if you don't want to spend extra money on a headset or the new controller, you should be able to just use that voice chat with no issue. The new microphone is set on top of the Switch 2 tablet itself, and Nintendo has confirmed that it is using some software to be able to filter out a lot of the background noise. Next up, I'm hoping to confirm this personally, but as it stands right now, it has been revealed that some Switch 2 edition games will actually be able to be played on the Switch 1. Now, obviously, you won't get access to the Switch 2 exclusive features, but this does offer a bit of future-proofing for someone who's planning to buy the system at a later date. So for example, if there's two versions of the game, a Switch and a Switch 2 edition game, you may be able to buy the Switch 2 edition, play it on your Switch 1 until you're able to get the Switch 2, at which point you will already have the upgraded features on the cartridge. Now this one is a little dicey at the moment, and I do plan on testing this as soon as possible. There's been at least one or two titles confirmed to utilize this feature, and I'm hoping to find out if Nintendo's own first-party titles will do this as well. Lastly, if you want to save some money, my personal recommendation is to focus on purchasing proper physical titles. What this means is titles that are fully on cartridge. Now, Nintendo's own first-party titles will be like this, and there will be some third-party titles as well. So for example, titles like Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza, those will be proper physical titles where the game is actually on the cartridge. And when it comes to a third party, CD Projekt Red has confirmed that Cyberpunk 2077 is utilizing a 64 gig cartridge and will actually be on the cartridge. On the flip side, there are the game key card releases. These are the ones that have a very small amount of game data on the cartridge, and the rest you have to download separately. Now, the reason that I suggest proper physical releases over the game key card releases is that the proper physical games will run directly from the cartridge, meaning that it will not be eating up space within your system. And with the new microSD Express cards being a bit more expensive than standard microSD cards, if you're looking to save money, you want to make sure you keep as much storage space on your system free as possible. These games will also be yours and not be tied to any accounts. That means, unlike the game key cards, in the future, if Nintendo does shut down the eShop, and this has happened in the past with most of their systems, you will still have access to be able to play those games. And a little extra when it comes to saving money on the Switch, if the system does not have anything that you're looking to play on it, do not buy the system just to have it. I've always personally gone by the 5-game rule, where I will not buy a new system until I find 5 solid exclusives that are on the system that I can't play elsewhere. I find that people who buy a system for, say, 1 game or just to have the system usually end up regretting the purchase and wish that they had waited anyway. And a lot of times they end up just trading in and losing money. So no matter what the system is that you're looking to play, make sure it has the software that you want. Don't worry about the hardware itself. And when it comes to the Switch 1 itself, don't worry, it is not going anywhere. There is still plenty of support coming to it. The original Switch has sold over 150 million consoles so far, and it's damn close to overtaking the PS2 as the best-selling system of all time. This means that we will see plenty of support for the system for quite a few years. At bare minimum, Nintendo would continue to support this system till at least 2027, but there are some developers who think that this system might have legs to go all the way up to 2030. It should also be noted that a lot of the big indie releases, as well as some major first-party titles, are still coming to the Switch 1. So for example, titles like Deltarune, Hades 2, Silksong, and big first-party titles like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and Pokemon Legends ZA are all coming to the original Switch. So if you're happy with your existing system and you don't want to drop a bunch of money on the Switch 2, wait it out. Take your time and enjoy what you have now. Are you looking to pick up the Switch 2 yourself, or are you just going to stick with the Switch 1 for now? Let us know in the comments down below. If this video helped you and you'd like to see more, please subscribe and hit that like button. I am set up over at Blue Sky if you'd like to follow me there. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.